Hey there, everyone. This is Miss Valentine, and you are watching the AP Environmental Science weekly rundown for the week of October 5th through the 9th. We're going to go through the items on our checklist and look at them in Schoology as well. If you are at home this week in cohort B, you're going to probably want to follow the suggested daily schedule, and I highly recommend it, especially this week because we do have a pretty full course workload. If you are in class this week, we're actually going to do notes on both Monday and Tuesday. So we will use Nearpod during class, and then those of you at home are going to watch the recorded videos and take your notes at home. All right, so let's get started here in the folder in Schoology. So at the top, we'll have the daily log information for those of you who are in school next week, cohort A. The chapter 4 reading and APLIA assignment is similar to other weeks. You are going to complete the APLIA assignment all in 1 week this week. The evolution and biodiversity notes are our first note set, and this one is the longer one. It's about 35 minutes long, and it includes a few pit stops and a 10-sentence summary. So this one is going to be worth 20 points this week since it is so long. If you were in school last week, I handed out the paper copies on Friday, so you have those, and if you are in school this week, you'll pick those up on the way in. So the printed handout is right here, and then if you don't have the printed handout, you can do the digital type in the blank copy as well, and that one is available at the on the notes itself. Now, to submit these notes, if you have the written ones, you can take a picture of them and insert them inside this Google Doc, or you can wait until Monday to turn them in if you are in cohort B. Those of you in cohort A, you can turn it in by Friday. Otherwise, you will have to turn in the pictures of your paper copies in the Google Doc. I hope that makes sense. If you guys are confused at all about how to turn in paper stuff versus digital stuff, just let me know. I'm just trying to make it a little bit easier so you don't have to submit as much electronic stuff if you don't have to. So that's the evolution and biodiversity notes. Next on the list, I put the podcast for Radiolab this week called Fungus Among Us. And there is a question that I want you to respond to related to that. Let's go ahead and pull that one up. Where is it? There it is. Radiolab Fungus Among Us. And the question I want you to think about while you're listening to it is, how does evolution through natural selection play a role in shaping the forms of life that can survive on Earth? And this is a very relevant, very recent episode. So I'm looking forward to reading your responses on it. I really enjoyed this episode. It's available on your podcast app. This one, since it's recent, will be there. And then the podcast is also linked in the assignment if you need to watch or listen to it from there. All right, then we've got our geologic processes notes, very similar to the biodiversity and evolution notes. There's a Google Doc option. There's a printed version that you can get from Miss Valentine if you haven't already, or you can get from me. And that can also be turned in the basket instead of turning in electronically if you'd like. You can do it either way. The week 7 nature journal, same assignment as it has been, and we will most likely do nature journaling on Thursday next week, and if we are in class, if you're in cohort A, but that will depend on the weather. And then your chapter 4 reading quiz, this one's a little bit more interesting this week. So I've managed to get Chromebooks with the lockdown browser installed, and so if you are in class, you can use one of those Chromebooks if you were having any trouble at all the first time that we did an AP classroom quiz. Cohort A students, you will need to take the quiz by Friday this week if you need to use the lockdown browser Chromebook. If you are in cohort B, you can wait to take it on Tuesday, October 13th. So when you are back in school and you will have access to those Chromebooks, that's when you would take the chapter 4 quiz. Everyone else who has access to a device where you can install the lockdown browser, yours is going to be due Sunday at 11:45 p.m. The last thing that I put in the folder this week is quarter one missing assignments, and I mainly wanted to put it in there so that it's a calendar item on the right side if you have missing assignments that you need to be working on. All late and absent work is due on Wednesday, October 14th at 11:59, and you need to put it in the appropriate Schoology folder attached to the specific assignment. So if you look at the grades tab on the left, mine says gradebook and it shows everybody's scores, so I'm not going to click on it. But if you look at the grades tab, you'll see all of the assignments listed in one place. So that might be an easier way to find what you need to turn in than having to search through all of the folders. You had 5 late passes for the quarter, but I am going to be more lenient for first quarter since we were mostly digital at the beginning. Starting second quarter, you will get 5 more late passes, 3 digital and 2 paper. And so you can use those for second quarter, and that will be a limited amount for second quarter. All right, I believe that is everything for this week. I have a few notes about the missing assignments and how you're going to submit your papers on the weekly checklist. Um, and if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out and ask. I will see you guys later. Thanks.